Good morning, guys. This is Mrs. Kennedy. I hope you're having a great morning. I would like for you to get out your red composition book that's labeled Writing. And on the first page of that journal, we are going to make a chart. So I'm going to show you an example here. The first thing I want you to do is to put a line about a third of the way over, and then do another line over here. So you've got that in the middle. Then on the far left, I want you to write character. And then skip a few lines and write setting. And then we have the events. And the events in the story start usually with the problem. And then several things happen that lead to a solution or resolution, either one. So the problem is usually when the character runs into a snag, or they have some kind of something that is giving them trouble. So the next thing we're going to do is over here, we're going to write Miss Kennedy's story. And then over here, we're going to write my story, because we're going to read the story that I wrote, because when I was looking at your totally amazing summer stories, I realized a couple of things. I realized that I should have narrowed that topic down a little bit more, because it was very difficult, if not impossible, to write about your whole summer. So what I would like for you to do this time is we're going to go back and revise that story and make it focus in on one event from the summer. One funny thing that happened, one adventure, one crazy thing that you did, something like that. So as we read my story, we're going to mark the character, setting, problem, solution, and then we're going to plan your story by doing the same thing over here. So let's take a moment to read the story. And if at any point during this video you need to pause it or rewind, that's absolutely fine. So here is my story. It's called My Totally Memorable Summer Experience by Mrs. Kennedy. My friends call me Big T. In case you were wondering, it stands for toe. As you know, big toes have an important job. We are the first part of the foot to reach the destination when you walk. If something bad happens to me, like stepping on a sharp rock, my person might scream or fall down. This has happened before, and believe me, it is not fun. I'm attached to Noah, who is my person. Noah is in 5th grade at Nolan Elementary. And this summer, Noah and I had an adventure. We had been inside for weeks because of COVID-19, when Noah's mom said we could go on a hike at Rainbow Lake. I was so excited, because all I had done for weeks was stay under the kitchen table with the dog and the dust bunnies. All of us toes were so bored that when we found out about the hike to Rainbow Lake, we all started to wiggle. I hope Noah wears his chacos, said Pinky Toe. Me too, said Middle Toe. On the day of the hike, the whole family drove to the trail leading to Rainbow Lake. After about 10 minutes, I heard something strange in the weeds. Before you know it, a big brown snake slithered into the path. In a flash, Noah saw it out of the corner of his eye. But 1 second later, my brain sent a message, kick hard. Noah's legs swung back. I frowned and made myself as hard as a rock and braced for impact. Well, all of us toes dug into that snake and sent it flying back into the weeds. Then we ran as fast as we could to Noah's so Noah could get away. There's a little typo there. So Noah could get away. Everybody in the family told Noah, good job for kicking away the snake, and all of us toes felt proud to be a part of the action. So I guess toes are pretty vital to our getting around and escaping danger. A big thank you on occasion would be totally appreciated. So as you can see, my story had a lot of the story elements that you hopefully learned in 4th grade. So let's go through the chart and think about these things that are on our chart. The first of all is the character. Who is the main character in my story? Right, it was Noah's big toe. And the setting. Where was the setting of this story? I would say the main action and everything, I mean, it started at his house, but then it eventually moved to the trail at Rainbow Lake. Okay, so think now for a moment about the problem. What was the big conflict or problem that I ran into on my trip to Rainbow Lake? Correct. I saw a snake. Okay, and then what was the solution to me seeing the snake? I had to kick the snake back into the weeds. Okay, so if you need to stop the video to get that recorded, please do that now. So the next thing I want you to do is think about for your story. When you write your story, your toe is going to be your main character, but maybe your person needs to have a name. Or maybe your person has a name, but you also name your toe. You can do this however you want. And then think about the setting. Someone wrote in their story last week about going on an inner tube in the lake and their toe was dragging in the water. That was a really cool experience. That would be great to hear from the toe's perspective. So just remember that when you write a story in first person from the point of view of the toe, you are pretending that you are the toe. So I want you to think of an event and then get into the head and the brain of what your toe was probably thinking and what they were saying. So let's take a look back at this. My friends call me Big T. Okay, so actually, I forgot Noah's big toe was named Big T. Okay, so that was the character name. Probably would be a good idea to separate these story elements just for clarity. Okay, so in case you were wondering, T stands for toe. As you know, big toes have an important job. We are the first part of your foot to reach a destination when you walk. So let's find a place down here where, okay, do you see right here? We used I because this is written in first person. I'm attached to Noah, who is my person. Noah is a 5th grade student, so then we're giving a little background there. I was so excited because all I had done for weeks was stay under the table with the dog and the dust bunnies. All of us toes. And so even the word us means that I is a part of that group. I hope that Noah wears his chacos. Me too. So all of these words are indicating that it's first person. And then down here at the bottom, so I guess toes are pretty vital. So those are all things that let us know it's first person. So make sure when you're writing your story that you use first person pronouns. And then another thing that I want to make sure that you include is dialogue. Make sure that your character, your toe, is talking. And other people could talk too. Like your toe could be talking to your person, just like it did here. I hope Noah wears his chacos, said Pinky Toe. So a different character was talking. Me too, said Middle Toe. So those are both characters in this story, the Middle Toe and the Pinky Toe. But most of the talking is done by the main character. And do you see here where we've got the setting? It was talking about them being bored at home, and then Noah's mom said they were going to Rainbow Lake. So they didn't just, like when I wrote this, I didn't just say that we were going to Rainbow Lake and then never mention it again. But I gave details about hiking at Rainbow Lake and the weeds on the side. So make sure that you are including things like that as you are writing your story. Okay, so now it's time to click out of this video. So you're going to X out just of this tab that is going to take you back to the slideshow, and you are going to work on your story for a while. And when I looked at the stories that you sent me the other day, most of them, if not 95% of them, looked like you had completed them in about 5 minutes. Many of the stories were 4 or 5 sentences long, and we all know that that is not 5th grade work. So I want you to do your absolute best to show me exactly what you know and what you learned about narrative writing last year, so I will know what to teach you and not repeat things that you already know. So go back to the slideshow and let's continue from there.